Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out VH1 Access and everyone who's been wanting me to talk about this whole Nicki Minaj Anaconda controversy. So let me go ahead and take you guys back to the beginning. All of this shitstorm kind of started around July 24th, around my little sister's birthday. So what happened is that Nicki had started posting on Twitter about how racist the industry was and how, you know, other folks are able to cut corners, but she's had to work really hard. A lot of people took those tweets as shots towards Iggy Azalea because basically saying that, you know, they're doing all this stuff for Iggy Azalea and Iggy Azalea didn't have to work as hard and Nicki's having to, you know, really grind and hustle and everything else. So a few hours after she posted that about how racist the industry was, Nicki decided to bless us, supposedly bless us, with her album release cover art. So go ahead and check out this cover art. This was the cover art that she posted. It's her in a pink thong, a pink bra, and some blue and pink J's. But once this picture hit the internet went nuts. Everybody had an opinion. Folks went in on Nicki. The memes started. Folks started attacking her, saying that she was over glorifying sex and, you know, just they were going in on her. It was insane trying to keep up. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all these comments, these memes, and what people had to say all across the internet. So go ahead and check this out, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary. All right. Just watched all the comments and the memes. So then after that, Nicki decided to address her haters. So these are some of the tweets that she sent out. And then she brought it back to the whole race issue by saying when it's a black woman, it's unacceptable, but when it's these white women, it's okay. So then she posted a picture of John Legend's wife, Chrissy Teigen, and other Sports Illustrated swimsuit models. And Chrissy Teigen was shocked because then she started getting a bunch of hate from the Barbs. The Barbs started attacking her, going off on her, and Chrissy said nothing about Nicki Minaj. They thought that she threw shade because she said she'll stick with her body, and to her, her body's acceptable. So go ahead and check out these tweets with these Barbs attacking Chrissy, and Chrissy trying to defend herself. So then after Her album was supposed to drop today, which is July 28th, the day before my birthday. I couldn't wait to hear the song because I'm like, you know, all this hype, all this attention. Granted, she's not the first one to pose, you know, suggestively on an album cover. Little Kim did the same thing. So she's not the first to do it, but gone are the days of Moni Love and Queen Latifah and black women who are rappers having respect for their bodies and themselves on album covers. Those days are long gone. And not just rappers, but, you know, the singers too. Rihanna, Beyonce. It's all about selling sex and selling an image and selling your body. Anyways, after all the controversy, Nicki Minaj then decided to come back. She posted a new album cover art, and this one was more from the front, and it looked like she was in the gym working out or something like that. So this is her new album cover. In that tweet, she said that she would not be releasing Anaconda on July 28th. She claimed that, you know, a lot of stuff happened and we'll understand, and that it will be coming out August 4th. So then when she did that, folks really got mad. A lot of her bars were pissed off. Folks were upset. Folks had a lot of things to say, and they're saying, you know what, she's just doing too damn much. She wants attention. She's so intimidated by Iggy Azalea that she's doing all of this for attention. So it's been crazy these last few days following this story with the whole Nicki Minaj thing on social media and how folks have been so embroiled in it. And it's definitely caused a lot of good conversations, I will say that. Now, another thing I want to point out that a lot of you guys may not know about, owner of allhiphop.com penned an open letter this morning to Nicki Minaj. He's saying that he's a father first and foremost, and that he's kind of disappointed with Nicki and what she chose to do. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a letter that he penned. I want you guys to read it. Pause the video if you need to. Read the letter, and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary concerning all this nonsense. Alright, so you guys just read the letter. You guys saw all the tweets, the memes, and all the controversy. And, you know, a lot of folks wanted to know my opinion on this, including VH1 Access. And make sure you guys check out his new website. His new website is called thedailybigmouth.com, and he does a lot of viral stories as well. I'm in blog form, and they're different from VH1 stories. So if you guys like other stories besides VH1 stories, you guys can definitely check out The Daily Big Mouth. So anyways, so back to my commentary. How I feel about this situation is it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. And I like Nicki Minaj. You know, you guys know that. I have no issues with this woman per se, but I don't like a lot of the things that she does. Now, what I kind of find funny is that she's screaming racism. And she's saying that Iggy Azalea is taking, I mean, she's not saying her name, but we all know how she feels about Iggy. And she feels like Iggy has moved up way too fast for only being in the country a few years. She came from Australia. She signed with Grand Hustle. You know, there have been rumors of people writing her music. And now Iggy's the new it girl. So, you know, Nicki's kind of upset about that because Nicki has been grinding. I mean, she's been on the mixtape circuit for years. She was grinding hard before she ever signed with Young Money. So we've all watched Nicki struggle and come up, and a lot of us supported her when she was a mixtape Nicki. But then once she found her niche with the kids and she became, you know, the Barbie Nicki, it kind of turned off a lot of the folks, her original fan base. But my thing is, I find it funny now that she wants to talk about racism and, you know, how, you know, white folks are seen one way. You know, a white swimsuit illustrated model can put on a bikini and no one cares, but if a black woman does, it's a big issue. Now, I would respect that had she not posted that picture desecrating Malcolm X's memory. I'm not trying to bring up old stuff, but that still didn't sit well with me. I still don't like the fact that she used that man's picture on the cover of a song called Looking Ass Nigga. Like, that just never sat well with me, because this man fought, you know what I'm saying, so you could be seen as an equal. This man not only fought but gave up his life for the plight of black people. Now that she's seeing the racism in the industry, she's seeing how easy it was for this Australian woman to come over here and basically just blow up out the blue, where she's had to work and grind hard. And that's just how it is for a lot of people of color, especially black folks. You know, you have to be 10 times as good. You have to go 10 times as hard. You have to put in 10 times as more work. No different from being a plus size model. You can't just be a plus size model. You have to be the best. You have to have the best attitude. You have to have more energy. You have to be able to compete with girls who are size 1 if you're a size 13. You know, it's the same thing. We just have to work harder. And another thing, when it comes to the black female body, it's always caused controversy. You know, because our bodies tend to be a little bit more shapely. We're more top heavy. We have bigger hips, bigger butts. So that's always going to cause controversy. To me, there's nothing wrong with taking a bikini picture, but it's about tastefulness. And when you're squatting and when you're like being raunchy with it, I just can't get with that. I love the fact that she had on some pink and blue J's. I loved her shoes. And I even liked the bikini itself. But to just have her ass out like that and to just, you know, show it all off and leave nothing to the imagination, me personally, I wasn't really feeling that, because it's like Nicki is such a pretty girl. She has a beautiful face. You know, she's well established. She doesn't have to go this route. It's not like she's a newcomer. You know, she has a built-in fan base. She could have put on a potato sack and some Jordans, and her bars would have supported her and been like, man, that's that bitch. That's Nicki. You know, they go hard for her. Her fans are very loyal to her. So sometimes it trips me out when I see the celebrities going super hard and going super risque, and it's like, dude, these folks love you no matter what. Just like Rihanna in the see-through dress. She didn't necessarily have to wear the see-through dress. It doesn't matter what she wears. Her Navy is going to support her and back her up. Just like the Beehive. Beyonce can do no wrong to them. You know, so it's like Nicki didn't even have to go to this extreme by posing in that manner. And especially when the father from allhiphop.com stated that, you know, it was a few years ago that she contacted them and asked them to take down that picture of her licking the lollipop, you know, because she wanted to change her image. So, you know, I just feel like it's a lot of hypocrisy from both sides. You know, I see her getting upset about the racism, but then again, you disrespected Malcolm X. You know, you want to get upset about the white swimsuit illustrated models, but again, Joan Smalls, Chanel Iman, you know, beautiful supermodels who are black and who are of color, they've also posed in the same manner. And they didn't get backlash. So you can't say that it's okay for these white girls to do it like Chrissy Teigen and they don't get backlash, when neither does Joan Smalls or Chanel Iman, because it's about the pose. You know, you can't get mad because you're getting backlash for your pose and how you looked in that picture and how raunchy it looked, and then say, but look, they're doing it too. But they're doing it in a different form. They're not necessarily, they're selling sex, but they're selling it in a classier way. When I looked at Nicki's picture, I saw Hustler magazine. I saw Playboy. I didn't see black female rapper getting ready to drop her album. That's a pose that I would see in Playboy. That's a pose I would see like in the King magazine. You know, and I just feel like she's too far up here to have to go backwards. You know what I'm saying? So the second picture that she put out, that was cute to me. That was a bit more classy. You know, and I understand it's like, it's not even so much about the music anymore. It's about the shock factor. It's about getting people to follow you, getting people to buy your album. It's about getting attention by any means necessary. And this just goes to show you where the music industry has gone nowadays. It's more about attention. It's more about, you know, the stuff that goes on Twitter and on social media than it is about the music. Another thing that kind of bothered me where I see hypocrisy in this story is an open letter from the father. Now, while I respect what he's saying, I understand what he's saying to a T about his daughter looking up to Nicki and about, you know, how she's a role model to a lot of young girls. My thing is this, okay? It bothers me when men want to go in on women about their responsibility towards young girls, but where's his open letter to the Lil Waynes of the world? Where's his open letter to the male rappers who have these misogynistic lyrics, who have these degrading lyrics towards women? Where is the open letters to the male rappers who also have a responsibility? Because when they talk degrading about women, especially black women, there are young boys who follow suit, who think that it's okay. So if you're going to write an open letter to Nicki Minaj, you need to write an open letter to hip-hop in general. You need to write an open letter to everyone, you know what I'm saying, who's perpetuating different stereotypes and who's making things negative for these young kids out here. Don't just single her out, because I can name a lot of folks who need an open letter. But again, at the end of the day, it's our job to raise our children. It's our job to speak to our children. It's our job to raise our daughters. Yes, media is powerful. Yes, social media is powerful, but it can be done. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to have open dialogue with your children and let them know what's acceptable and what's not. And all this stuff they see in these videos and on social media, that's a facade. It's a fake world. Once you log off the internet and you're in the real world, you have to act accordingly. If I was to step out right now and go walking down the street with a thong on and some J's, I'd be arrested for public indecency. So, you know, it's just a way that you have to act when you come out to the real world. And you have to have real world conversation. If social media has your child extremely delusional, then you need to unplug them from social media. If your child is looking to Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, and Beyonce as some type of role model, then you need to have a conversation with your child. They shouldn't be looking up to anybody besides yourself as a role model. They can like people. They can be fans of people. You know, they can support their music and support their movies. But they should be no way emulating these people and wanting to be like them. Because at the end of the day, in the real world, the average female's in college. In the real world, the average female's working just a regular job. In the real world, the average female's just trying to take care of their children. You know, so People need to wake up and be able to decipher between fantasy, online world, and reality. And so like I said, I don't disagree with his open letter, but my thing is, write one to everybody, not just Nicki Minaj. There's a lot of folks who need a damn open letter if you ask me. But this whole situation has been really, really interesting. It's definitely sparked a lot of dialogue. It's sparked a lot of debate. It's been cool reading everybody's responses and seeing how they feel about it. You know, like I said, you got some folks who support her. Nicki can do no wrong. And you have other folks who were disgusted by the picture and thought that, you know what, we expect better from you. You're in your 30s. You know, we expect you to be more classy. So it was just a really, really interesting situation. But now that she's pushed her album back, it's going to be interesting to find out her explanation for why she did that, because she got everyone hyped up and today's the 28th and there's no album. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. How did you feel about Nicki Minaj's picture? How do you feel about all the controversy? And then how do you feel about her basically pushing her album out until August 4th? Let me know your thoughts. All right, deuces.